The last day of the league season, anywhere, any day, anytime, always comes with mixed emotions. And of course, in the Nigeria Premier Football League last Sunday, Rangers International were celebrating being officially crowned the champions of the 2023-2024 season. But somewhere else, the likes of Sporting Lagos and Doma United were in tears after they got booted out of the league. But that's football for you. You win some, you lose some, and like I always say, maybe you draw the rest. Hello there and welcome. This is Sports Reel on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority and Bade Adeleye. And of course, on the reel today, we've got a lot to talk about. From the Nigeria Premier Football League, you need to know what happened on the last day. And of course, we'll talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They've got a show on this program. And of course, we'll discuss their junior counterparts, talking about the under 17 girls. They now know their opponents for Dominican Republic 2024. We'll also talk Euro 2024. It's getting interesting. And of course, we'll discuss tennis, motorsports, Formula 1 to be precise, and many other interesting stories. I can assure you, you're in for an interesting ride. Many thanks for joining us once again. All right, let's begin the show with the Nigeria Premier Football League. As on Sunday, Rangers International finally got to lay their hands on the coveted Npfl trophy after being handed the trophy at the New Jersey Stadium just after their game against Gombe United. It was a day of celebration for the Enugu-based side, and of course, they did all they need to do when it comes to celebration. So let's quickly show you the highlights of their final game against Gombe United and how they were presented with the trophy just after that.
Welcome to our live coverage of the Nigerian Premier Football League. It is the final match day of the 2023-2024 season. Gombe United playing host to Rangers International, home away from home at the New Jersey Stadium for this match day 38 fixture. Right now, the Falcons and the defend came close. Chance for the final to get the first goal, and they've broken a deadlock. And they've gotten their noses in front right here at the New Jersey Stadium.
What a finish that was! No waiting. Great strike came into the back of the net. Started with that throw-in, and we saw that great move from the side. Just some hard work from Bade before giving that pass to Kazibo Kunle. They're just painful the way Gombe United dipped so low.
A chance to make it 2, and they've doubled their lead.
Momentum even with 2 defenders and behind on the side.
Well, this looks promising for Gombe United. The cross comes in, a chance, and the boot will back. Now that's what we're talking about. If you want to go out, you go out with some pride. And it is full time here at the New Jersey Stadium. And the champions of Flying Antelopes will finally celebrate.
They hand the trophy to Odo Chukudi, the captain of the Flying Antelopes. A huge moment for history. And give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the champions, Rangers International. For the 8th time, they will be lifting the Npfl title. These players have gone into the history books.
Once again, congratulations to Enugu Rangers, emerging champions in Nigeria. Not an easy feat, and you know that. All right, still talking the Npfl. Just as Rangers were celebrating, Sporting Lagos and Doma United, they didn't have the best of moments. And of course, Sporting Lagos, you can see that clip, see the man opening his mouth. That was because they lost 1-0 to Shooting Stars when they felt they needed to win about 3-0. To be guaranteed, or in fact to have a chance of surviving the Nigeria Premier Football League. By the end of the day, they got relegated and they are back, to the Nigeria National League. They were joined by Doma United, and of course the two joined already relegated Gombe United and Heartland of Owerri. And of course, those are the four teams that got relegated at the end of the season. There were other results, and of course, just you can see on the log, Rangers International obviously finished first. They were followed by Remo Stars because Remo Stars had to get the job done. And of course, we saw Enyimba International who finished third in the league. So let's quickly show you the results we got on the final day of the season and of course give you one or two highlights.
So it all comes down to this one final moment. History makers, history chasers, both evident in the humongous challenge befalling these two sides today. A return to the continent or a return to the lower league. Cross! It's Triagora! He loves a derby, all right. Rebel Stars, one of the victims. Sporting Lagos, another victim. He's always in sight and he's headed out of us. Christian Woke in goal. Full time in Ibadan. Well, why they can't jubilate in his despair for Sporting Lagos. They return to the second division, the NNL.
Interesting, we cannot wait for the return of the Nigeria Premier Football League for the 2024-2025 league season. Okay, let's now talk women's football. Let's begin with the Nigeria under-17 team, the Flamingos, as they now know their opponents for the 2024 FIFA Women's Under-17 World Cup. And of course, they've been placed in the group, where they have the host, that's Dominican Republic, in Group A. Ecuador is also there with them, with New Zealand. So many people have been saying this is the easiest group because just take a look at Group B, look at Group C, and of course Group D. Do you think the Flamingos are lucky? Okay, let's wait and see. Remember, big teams are waiting for them in the form of, USA, Spain, if they qualify for the next round. It's really going to be interesting at the championship. All right, let's now talk about the senior women's national team, talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And if you know the drill, it is time for the MTN Super Falcons show for today. Take it away.
Hello there, beautiful people, mamas and papas, boys and girls. Welcome to a brand new episode of the MTN Super Falcons show. My name is Osereme Inegbenebo, and as always, I am your host for the show. Now, it's about a month to the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, and the football event for the women will hold from July the 24th to August the 11th. We say it week in, week out on the show that our Super Falcons will face Brazil, Japan, and Spain. Nigeria last played at the Olympics in 2008, which was hosted by Beijing. So this is coming after a long break for the Super Falcons at the Olympics. Fingers crossed, and we hope that they deliver. But just before we unpackage all the juicy details that we have for today's show, we go on this really short break and we will be right back.
Is your MTN line blocked? Simply link your NIN to your line to unbuy it. Visit an MTN office close to you today. But if you don't have your NIN yet, Hurry to the nearest NIMC office to get your NIN. For more information, visit nin.mtn.ng. MTN. What are we doing today?
Hello there and welcome back to the MTN Super Falcons show. Thank you for sticking with us. Now, if you're just joining us, you haven't missed much as we are just about to dive into the mix of things. But just before we take that leap, we would like you to go to our social media platforms and tell us which Super Falcons player has performed well for her club. Which Super Falcons player has performed well, fantastically well, for her club? The handles are at MTNNG on Instagram and X, that's formerly Twitter, MTN Nigeria on Facebook and YouTube, and of course our very own pages across all social media platforms, Super Falcons Show. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, speaking of our players who are doing well or who have done well for their clubs this season, let's take some time out and watch some amazing goals scored by our phenomenal players this season. Let's check it out.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow fast. others and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Welcome back. Now, our girls are on fire. Did you see those shots? Uchenna Kanu for Racing Louisville, amazing. Can we talk about Bay FC's Asisat Oshoala? Phenomenal. It looks like our girls in the US are on fire. And kudos to all our players that have made the cuts today on the show. We expect to see even much more phenomenal attacks, much more phenomenal strikes and kicks when it's time for us to dig things out at this Summer Olympics. Now, remember not to forget to go to our social media platforms and let us know the player that you think has performed the best for her club so far. My name is Osereme Inegbenebo, and it's a wrap on the show. Thank you to the guys making things happen behind the scenes. My producer, Tayo Ogunsheye, Big Jimmy, Bade Olotu, and of course, Oche. Remember that this show airs 9 a.m. every Tuesday. And in case you miss it, not to worry, we have got you covered. You can also catch it on MTN's Ayoba app. Till I come your way in the very next episode, it's bye for now.
You're still watching Sports Roll on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. Let's now go to Europe now and talk Euro 2024. It's getting really interesting with games concluded in Groups A and B already. And of course on Sunday night, what a game we saw between Switzerland and Germany. And of course, you know, the host had to get that draw through the scruff of the neck. But the painful one was the loss by Scotland to Hungary. Scotland felt they were in a good position to get the win, even with the penalty call. But at the end of the day, just by the nick of time, it was Hungary that got the needed win, and they now stand a chance to qualify for the round of 16. Again, that's football for you. Pure madness. And of course, on Monday night, Croatia, Spain, and Italy, all of them were in action, and we saw lots of goals and interesting results in that particular encounter in those two games. Today, lots of interesting encounters to look out for. Many are talking about the clash between England and Slovenia. Everyone is just looking forward to all the games. Some are rooting for France in their encounter. It's going to be a day packed of interesting games when it comes to Euro 2024. All right, let's return to Nigeria now, and of course, Abuja to be precise. Again, the National Stadium here, as the practice pitch of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium came alive as the Federation of Public Service Games held their monthly Keep Fit exercise for the month of June. And of course, ministry departments and agencies of government were well represented, including the Nigerian Television Authority. Yes, we were well represented. Let's see the report. It was a gathering of bigwigs in government, political appointees, civil servants, and exercise enthusiasts as the FEPSGA Keep Fit exercise witnessed an unprecedented record attendance for this year, with the Nigerian Television Authority well represented. Expectedly, the captain for this month's exercise was the head of civil service of the Federation, Folash Adeyemi, who alongside other instructors led the aerobics and drills. 3, 4.
a healthy mind must be in a very healthy body. And so our commitment is forever to the FEBSCAF Games.
The Director General understands that physical fitness is also important. So it is not only about our screens looking beautiful the way it is, but the people too should, so that body and soul will work well.
With the symbolic kickoff of plans for the 2024 Federation of Public Service Games by Sports Minister John Eno, River State was unveiled as the host of the Sports Fiesta, which will feature over 10,000 athletes and officials come November.
They have what it takes to host the annual Public Service Games. So I want to use this opportunity to also thank the Governor of River State, Sim Fobra, for graciously accepting to host this year's edition.
We need to continue to motivate them to succeed at the Civil Service Games.
We are matching our capabilities with what we can achieve greatly on.
Teams who excelled in the area of punctuality, conduct, appearance and attendance got rewarded at the end of the exercise. All right, we're getting set for the July edition of the exercise. Okay, we cannot conclude on Sports Rail for today without bringing to you an aggregation of trending sports stories combed from all over the world. And as usual, Francisca Bile is standing by to update us on sports tidbits.
The Nigeria Football Federation has announced that the grand finale of the country's oldest cup competition will now take place at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos, on Saturday, 29th June. Earlier scheduled for the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, which would have seen the city host the final for the first time in the competition's history. However, organizers have opted for the good old venue on Lagos Island, which hosted the final of the competition consecutively between 1945 and 1972. This year's grand finale will see Rivers Angels confront Nigeria Tales in the women's event, while Abia Warriors take on El Kanemi Warriors in the men's event. Away from Nigeria, UEFA insists there was no delay in the time taken to treat Hungary's Barnabas Vega when he suffered a head injury on Sunday. The striker was taken to hospital after he suffered a fractured cheekbone during his side's 1-0 win over Scotland at Euro 2024. The match was held up for nearly 7 minutes in the second half as the 29-year-old received lengthy treatment after a mid-air collision with Scotland goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Hungary captain Dominik Szoboszlai could be seen in tears on the pitch and after the match criticized the response time of the medical staff. To tennis, Andy Murray is hoping to make a fairway appearance despite undergoing a recent surgery. The 3-time Grand Slam winner retired injured in the first set of his second-round match against Jordan Thomas at Queen's Club on Wednesday and has undergone surgery. The 37-year-old is hoping up to play at Wimbledon, which begins on July 1 for what is expected to be the final time, with indications he could retire this summer. Finally, Lewis Hamilton admitted it was a big boost to end his Formula One podium drought at the Spanish GP, but said Mercedes still needed all hands on deck to maintain their recent level of improvement.
Still plenty of energy, and after a bad start, to recover and get back into P3 is really great job. Really happy with particularly my second and last stint were very strong. And I think the first one I was just recovering from such a bad start, so that was a little bit more tricky, but yeah, we're getting there, we're getting closer, and big thank you to the team because we're slowly closing the gap.
F1's most serial podium finisher had not finished in the top 3 positions of a Grand Prix for 12 races, the longest drought of his career, but an accomplished drive at Barcelona on Sunday saw him overcome a difficult start to the race to register his 198th rostrum appearance. With sports tidbits, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Many thanks, Francisca, and of course with that we've come to the end of Sports Rail this Tuesday. Before I go, let me appreciate the organizers of Miss Football Nigeria and Soccer Ambassadors Awards for recognizing me as the Sports Presenter of the Year. And of course, the award for me is a challenge to do more when it comes to sports broadcasting. Thank you to everyone. And of course, the next time I'll be on the show, just like I will always say, be yourself and always stay out of trouble. And do not forget that Euro 2024 is very much live on NTA. And of course, you can always catch daily news about that and interesting programs on NTA Sports 24, which is on Star Times and Free TV. I'll see you next time. I'm Bade Adeleye. Bye for now.